Good morning, everybody. Being the last day of winter, I can safely say that we're looking forward to a better spring than we did winter. And I'm pleased to report, however, that 67% of our adult population officially ticked over yesterday have received their first dose of vaccine. So it's really pleasing to know that officially we were 66 point something percent yesterday. 2/3 of our adult population is now vaccinated, and obviously we want to get to that magic 70% and 80% as quickly as possible. So can I please encourage everybody who's not yet made plans for vaccination to really consider September the month when them and their loved ones, your loved ones and your family are vaccinated. It's so critical for all of us to have a more hopeful spring by making sure we get those vaccination rates up. To 8 p.m. last night, we had 1,164 cases of COVID. 3 people lost their lives, and we extend our deepest condolences to their loved ones. A female in her 50s who did have underlying health conditions, a male in his 80s and a male in his 90s. And again, we extend our deepest condolences to the loved ones of those 3 people. Again, I wanted to stress the importance of vaccination, and we're looking forward in this week, perhaps we get to the 7 million, or at least 70% first dose vaccination in New South Wales would be amazing, because once we know that you've signed up to your first dose, you'll be getting your second dose. And what we want to see then, and Dr. Chan and the Minister and I were just discussing this earlier, is once we see first doses get to 80%, we know that we'll be able to reach that target. And it's so critical for us, because whilst 70% will give those of us that are vaccinated, 70% double dose gives those of us vaccinated freedoms, 80% double dose allows us to look at international travel, welcoming home all Australians. How wonderful would it be to welcome back all Aussies who want to be reunited with their families by Christmas? And New South Wales will step up to support that cause and that case. And I really stress to everybody the importance of vaccination. So please think about our community, think about your own loved ones, and think about where we can move forward together as a society. And today we're really pleased to have with us Nurse Michelle Dowd. Michelle is an intensive care nurse unit manager at Liverpool Hospital. She's going to speak to us about what it's like being a nurse in intensive care with COVID patients coming in one of our hotspot areas. But I wanted to take the opportunity through Michelle to acknowledge all of our nurses across the network, across New South Wales. Nurses have stepped up, and whether they've been trained to work in ICU or whether they're supporting us in our vaccinations, and often they're the ones holding the hands of COVID patients when relatives unfortunately aren't allowed to visit them. So I can't thank enough our nurses across the state. Please know you're deeply appreciated, and we know that we'll be asking you to do more in September and October, but we also know this is the training that you've received and that you're up for the task. And I just want to say that we're thinking of you every day, appreciating the stresses you're under, but also deeply grateful for the wonderful work you're doing to support those most in need.